Thanks so much for inviting me to speak with you tonight. I'm Alisa, Ellis, and I'm running for state school board. I don't have a fancy resume. I don't have a lot of letters behind my name, but I do have 7 children that no one but God knows and loves better than me. No one knows how to reach them quite like I do. No one knows their fears, insecurities, strengths, and numerous other accolades quite like I do. It is my responsibility to see that they receive the best education possible. As the Utah Constitution says, the primary responsibility to educate lies with the parents. The state's role is secondary. Too often this responsibility is seen as the state's job. We even have presidential candidate Hillary Clinton say that parents have no place in education. This is wrong. I'm running for state school board because when it came to discussing meaningful education policy concerns with my superintendent, I was told that we have no local control. We have to do what the state tells us to do. He even went so far to say that my local school board members do not represent me. He told me he was tired of the fight and he'd been fighting a long time. I promised him that I would take up the fight for local control. So what is local control? The local control I envision involves much more than, than merely stating that teachers have the freedom to choose their own textbooks. The local control I envision means that as a parent, I have the freedom to find a classroom in the public school that can teach the type of math, English, science, art, history that I deem valuable, not what a conglomerate of states deems valuable. I'm not trying to take away your choice to have your children taught with these common standards, but don't take away my choice either. It's often stated that we have full control over education in Utah. This is true, we do, but we aren't exercising that right. We are continually, voluntarily following the carrot dangled in front of us, either out of fear of the unknown, or falling behind, gaining or losing money, or many other unknowns. Historically, this pattern has given us things like the unconstitutional Federal Department of Ed, which in turn has given us a tongue twister of acronyms to manage: NCLB, ESEA, SLDS, SFSF, FERPA, AYP, ESSA, CCSS, RTTT, RTTA, RTTD, GRIT, and countless other programs. I spent the last 5 years in an in-depth study of acronyms and the freedoms that they take away from the district. Recently we had the opportunity to push back against federal intrusion into education, but instead we codified into law President Obama's blueprint for reform in education in a grandiose bipartisan effort that will give the Department of Ed full veto power over our state's education plan and call for family engagement plans. This is not local control. I plan to push back against the micromanaging coming down from both the state and the feds. I would love to see local districts have more autonomy. I would love to see teachers be able to teach without jumping through hoops. I'm Alisa, Ellis, and I plan to bring meaningful education policy discussion back to the local
Thank you, Jim.